From early childhood, in American and Western culture, we are taught to smile. A smile is one of the first gestures we learn, and it is perceived as a universal symbol of friendliness, openness, positivity, and goodwill. We are taught that a smile ingratiates, calms, and relieves tension in any social situation. We tend to think that the more we smile, the more people are drawn to us, the more successful we are in communication, and the better our relationships unfold, whether at work, in school, or in personal life. From greeting a new colleague to politely interacting with a barista at a coffee shop, a smile seems to be an indispensable attribute of successful communication. And this is certainly true. A smile indeed possesses astonishing power. It can break the ice, calm nerves, convey empathy or approval. In most cases, it is an excellent tool for creating a harmonious and pleasant atmosphere. But what if, in some critical situations, this customary, benevolent strategy can work against us? What if, at moments when we need to project confidence, strength, immovability, decisiveness, or even composure, a wide smile or overly active facial expressions revealing our every feeling might weaken our influence, betray our true emotions, or prevent us from getting what we want? Imagine yourself in important negotiations for a major deal in New York. Your opponent says something that causes you inner indignation or deep disappointment. Your natural reaction is to show these emotions on your face. But if you do, you'll give them an advantage by revealing your cards. Or you're in an interview and you're asked a tricky question. You feel anxious, but you try to hide it behind your usual smile, which might look forced and only betray your nervousness. In such situations, when you need to be absolutely unpredictable, project strength, or hide an internal reaction, a standard smile can be a disservice. We will talk about the paradoxical power of a neutral face, the very poker face, that, contrary to common perceptions about the importance of smiling, can become a powerful tool for controlling a situation. This isn't about being cold, unfeeling, or off-putting. It's not about walking around with a gloomy face or showing hostility. On the contrary, it's about understanding how our face, being an open book of emotions, can be strategically used to manage perception and achieve your goals. It's like a seasoned chess player who doesn't reveal their intentions until the last moment. Let's look at a few examples from Western life where the power of a neutral facial expression is particularly evident. Example 1. A poker player in Las Vegas. The most obvious example of a poker face is a player at a table in Las Vegas. They sit with an absolutely unreadable facial expression regardless of the cards in their hand, whether they're bluffing with a pair of twos or holding a royal flush. Not a single muscle on their face twitches, no emotion flashes across it. Their opponents are left guessing. They cannot read their intentions, they don't understand if they're bluffing or if they genuinely have a strong hand. This composure gives them a tremendous advantage. Their non-expression of emotions becomes a powerful signal that makes others nervous, make mistakes, and make wrong decisions. They control the game without uttering a word or showing a single emotion. Their face is a blank canvas onto which opponents project their fears and hopes. Example 2. An experienced negotiator at an international meeting. Imagine a high-ranking diplomat or a representative of a major company in complex international negotiations in Geneva. One side makes an extremely unfavorable offer. The natural reaction would be indignation, surprise, or disappointment. But an experienced negotiator, instead of showing these emotions, maintains an absolutely neutral facial expression. Their face remains calm, their gaze steady, their lips slightly pressed but not tense. They don't smile, but they don't frown either. This composure throws the opponent off. They don't get the expected emotional reaction, anger, weakness, which makes them doubt, is my offer not so bad after all? Or are they planning something? A neutral face at this moment conveys, you cannot read me. I control my emotions and you have no power over me. This gives the negotiator a strategic advantage, allowing them to deliberate on a response without revealing their true cards. Example 3. A leader in a crisis situation. Recall a CEO of a large company during a sharp discussion with shareholders or during a crisis briefing at a corporation in Chicago. Panic, negative news, tough questions surround them. But the leader maintains a stone facial expression. Their gaze is calm, they show not the slightest sign of anxiety, anger, or worry. They radiate absolute calmness and control, making others nervous instead. Their composure, their poker face at this moment serves as an anchor of stability for those around them. They subconsciously seek support in their unperturbedness and begin to trust them, believing that since they are so calm, The situation must be under control, and they have a plan. They control the atmosphere and emotions in the room without saying a word. Example 4. A monarch or head of state at a public event. ***, look at the faces of members of the British royal family or heads of state during solemn or mournful events. Often, their faces maintain a neutral, unperturbed expression. They do not allow themselves to show strong emotions that could be misinterpreted or undermine their authority. This neutrality is part of their royal protocol, which signals self-control, dignity, and composure. Such a facial expression evokes respect and distance, emphasizing their status and preventing them from being read as ordinary people. All these examples show that a neutral facial expression is not just the absence of a smile, but a powerful, subtle tool. It works because it creates uncertainty ***. When you don't give clear emotional signals, the interlocutor's brain has to work harder, trying to decipher your true thoughts. This uncertainty puts them at a disadvantage. It transmits self-control ***. The ability to remain unperturbed in the face of stress or provocations is a sign of inner strength and self-control. It amplifies rare emotions ***. If you are usually unperturbed, even a slight, genuine smile or a subtle change in facial expression will carry enormous weight and be perceived as a very important signal. This allows you to manage emotions, using them in a measured and purposeful way. Thus, a poker face is not about being cold or unfeeling, but about understanding how our face, being an open book of emotions, can be used strategically to manage perception and achieve your goals. In the next part, we will delve deeper into the psychological mechanisms that make a poker face such a powerful tool and examine why our brain reacts to it in this particular way. In the first part, we examined the paradox of smiling, how this universal symbol of friendliness can sometimes work against us, especially in situations where it's necessary to project strength, control, or composure. We understood that a neutral facial expression or a poker face can become a powerful tool. Now we will delve into the psychological mechanisms that make a poker face so effective. This is not manipulation in a negative sense, not a way to deceive or coerce someone. On the contrary, it is a skillful, ethical use of how the human brain interprets the absence of clear emotional signals, allowing you to manage perception and the course of interaction. Firstly, a neutral face creates an interpretation vacuum. Our brain is constantly searching for external signals to understand the surrounding world and the intentions of other people. When you display obvious emotions, joy, anger, fear, surprise, the interlocutor receives familiar cues about your state. These signals help them navigate, anticipate your reaction, and accordingly shape their behavior. However, when you maintain a neutral facial expression, the interlocutor does not receive these accustomed emotional cues. A kind of informational vacuum arises. This forces their brain to work harder, making additional effort to decipher your true thoughts and feelings. They begin to read you more attentively, looking for the slightest changes in your eye expression, in the barely noticeable movements of your lips or eyebrows. This heightened concentration on you, this desire to understand what's on your mind, undoubtedly increases your influence. You become the center of their attention because you are a puzzle that needs to be solved. Recall how in important negotiations in New York, a person with an absolutely unperturbed, stone facial expression makes opponents guess what's on their mind, and this gives them an advantage. They don't say a word, don't change their posture, but their face already acts as a powerful lever of pressure. Secondly, a neutral face conveys self-control and confidence. In a world where emotions are often put on display, where people tend to react explosively to stress, provocations, or unexpected events, the ability to maintain composure in the face of any challenge signals outstanding inner strength and complete self-control. This creates the image of a person who is difficult to throw off balance, who is capable of remaining cool-headed in the most difficult situations. Imagine a CEO of a large company who, during a sharp discussion with the board of directors or at a public press conference, despite aggressive questions and rising tension, maintains a stone facial expression. They radiate absolute calmness, composure, and complete control over the situation, while others might be nervous, show irritation, or confusion. Their composure makes others nervous because they see that their attempts to unbalance them are futile. Their poker face says, "I am the master of my emotions. I control the situation. You cannot control me." This increases their authority and inspires trust, as people subconsciously gravitate towards those who demonstrate stability and confidence in chaos. They see in them a strong leader, capable of handling any challenge. Thirdly, a neutral face makes your rare emotional displays more significant. If you are usually unperturbed, even a slight, barely noticeable, genuine smile or a subtle change in facial expression will gain immense weight and be perceived as a very important, significant signal. When you are sparing with emotional displays, every emotion shown becomes an emphasis that attracts maximum attention. For example, throughout a complex negotiation process, you maintain a neutral facial expression. Your opponents cannot understand what you are feeling, whether you are satisfied with the offer or not. But when, after their key proposal, you nod almost imperceptibly with a slight, barely noticeable smile, or, conversely, slightly furrow your brows, showing concern, this microreaction will be perceived as a powerful indicator of your true intentions. Opponents will attach immense importance to it, trying to decipher this rare signal. This allows you to manage emotions, using them in a measured way as a strategic weapon and purposefully to emphasize certain points or give a subtle hint when it benefits you. You do not lose control over your emotions, instead, you use them as tools of influence at the right moment. Fourthly, a neutral face allows you to hide true emotions. This is perhaps one of the most obvious, yet vitally important functions of a poker face, especially in situations where you don't want your true feelings to be apparent to your opponent or those around you. In situations of high competition, conflict, or personal vulnerability, revealing your emotions, be it fear, anger, surprise, disappointment, or even excessive joy, can give your opponent a strategic advantage. Recall a poker player in Las Vegas whose absolutely unperturbed face reveals neither a bluff when they have weak cards but pretend to have a strong hand, nor a strong hand when they want opponents to fold. Their face is a mask behind which all their thoughts and feelings are hidden. They don't give opponents the slightest clue to read their intentions. This technique gives you a strategic advantage, allowing you to keep your cards close to your chest, not revealing your plans, your reaction to others' words, or your vulnerability. You can listen, analyze, plan your next moves while the interlocutor remains unaware of your true state, which puts them at a disadvantage. This is especially important in negotiations, legal proceedings, or any situations where revealing emotions can be used against you. All these principles are based on the fact that the absence of usual, easily readable emotional signals forces the interlocutor's brain to exert additional, more intense efforts to interpret your state. This increased mental activity and the uncertainty you create, in turn, enhance your control over the interaction. You become unpredictable, mysterious, and, most importantly, commanding in this communication game. This is not about being unfeeling or aloof, but about using your face as a powerful tool for strategic communication that allows you to manage perception, achieve your goals, and maintain inner calm. We have come a long way in our exploration of the power of a neutral facial expression or poker face. In the first part, we realized the paradox of smiling and how in certain critical situations it can weaken our influence. In the second part, we delved into the psychological mechanisms that make a poker face so effective, creating an interpretation vacuum, transmitting self-control and confidence, increasing the significance of rare emotional displays, and, of course, the ability to hide true emotions. Now it's time to bring all this knowledge together and understand how a poker face can become your valuable skill, transforming not only your communication but also your own internal state. In conclusion, we emphasize that a poker face is not a way to be heartless, detached, or hostile. It is not a tool for deceiving or manipulating people in a negative sense, and we are by no means advocating insincerity. On the contrary, it is a valuable skill for effective communication, deeply rooted in self-respect and a strategic understanding of human psychology. It is the ability to exert influence by controlling not only your words but also the most powerful nonverbal signals your face sends to those around you. The whole secret is that the effect of an unperturbed face manifests very quickly. Often within 30 seconds, your neutral expression can completely change how the interlocutor perceives you. The human brain instantly reads nonverbal cues, and when it encounters the absence of familiar, easily readable emotions on your face, it begins to work intensely, trying to decipher your internal game. This uncertainty puts the interlocutor at a disadvantage, making them nervous, change tactics, and begin to perceive you as a stronger, more mysterious, and controlling player. This is not about making someone fear you *** in a negative, paralyzing sense. It's about a different kind of fear, a feeling of deep respect, focus, and even a certain reverence that arises before a person who radiates absolute self-control. It is a natural reaction to the demonstration of unwavering strength and calmness. Your neutral facial expression naturally elicits this respect because it signals, I control my emotions. I cannot be read. I have a strategic advantage. True power here is manifested not in the display of strong emotions, not in an expression that gives away your thoughts. On the contrary, it lies in their conscious management. When you master your face, you master the situation. This allows you to guide the conversation in the right direction, maintaining a strategic advantage while remaining internally calm. How to implement the neutral face strategy into your daily life. 1. Practice mindfulness in moments of stress * when you feel emotions rising. Anger, fear, frustration. Pay attention to your face. Feel how the muscles of your jaw, forehead, and around your eyes tense up. Consciously relax them. This is the first step towards control. 2. Breathing as a companion to the poker face * slow, deep diaphragmatic breathing not only calms the nervous system but also helps relax facial muscles. Before an important meeting or when you feel tense, take a few deep breaths. This will help you maintain an unperturbed expression. 3. The mirror is your best coach * practice regularly in front of a mirror. Try to adopt the most neutral facial expression possible. Pay attention to every muscle. Release tension. Practice reacting to imaginary situations while maintaining composure. This will help you build muscle memory. 4. Observe others * watch people who seem composed to you. How do they hold their face during stress? How do they react to unexpected news? Try to adopt their manner, but don't copy blindly. Find your comfortable, natural poker face. 5. Measured use of a smile * if you usually maintain a neutral expression, your smile will have much greater power and value. Use it consciously to show genuine joy, approval, or to establish contact when it is truly appropriate and beneficial for you. Do not smile out of politeness when you need to project strength. Examples from everyday life. At work, during a difficult project discussion, when everyone is nervous, maintain a neutral face. Listen to all opinions without showing your reaction. Your composure will make others feel less confident and perhaps prompt more rational decisions. In negotiations, when you receive an unexpected or unfavorable offer, do not betray your reaction. A neutral face will give you time to think and avoid hasty decisions and will also make your opponent guess your true position. In the family, if a child is having a tantrum, instead of reacting emotionally, try to maintain a neutral face. A calm, unperturbed gaze often helps the child calm down faster as they don't receive the expected strong reaction. In situations of stress or conflict, if someone tries to provoke or upset you, maintain a neutral expression. Don't let them enjoy your reaction. This will disarm the provocateur and show your self-control. Ultimately, implementing the neutral face strategy into your daily life will allow you not only to appear unperturbed, competent, and in control, but also to gradually reduce your own emotional reactivity. When you train your face not to betray emotions, you simultaneously train your brain not to react to them so strongly. This leads to true inner calmness and self-possession. It is an investment in your emotional well-being and a powerful tool for achieving success in all areas where it is important to make an impression and manage interactions. You will become a person who not only seems but truly controls themselves and the situation.